Saudi Arabia's king has said the 21 leaders at the Arab summit he is hosting should blame their own infighting for the turmoil in the region. King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz's comments were aimed at encouraging the countries to unite. And in his opening statement, he also referred to the US military presence in Iraq as an illegitimate occupation. Well, joining me now is Sharif Hikmat Nashashibi, who is chairman of the organization Arab Media Watch. Thank you very much for joining us. First of all, let's focus on the Saudi king's words that the leaders should blame their own infighting for the turmoil of the region. Now, he would want these words to make the leaders unite. Do you think they will have that effect?
Well, I think it'll definitely be a step in that direction. I mean, to come from the King of Saudi Arabia, which is a major player in the region, does hold a lot of weight. And I mean, I think this is a view held by many people in the Arab world, that the leaderships should unite to solve the many problems that afflict the region.
One of the problems, obviously, Iraq. Another thing that the Saudi king said, he referred to the US military presence in Iraq as an illegitimate occupation. Very key issue there. What do you think will come out of the summit as regards to Iraq?
Well, I think there'll be a unified stand. I mean, I don't think his words are going to really be controversial in the region. They echo the opinions of mainstream Arab opinion. But I think this really is a message to the US that there is a great deal of exasperation, even among the US's Arab allies, that the situation in Iraq is intolerable and US presence there cannot be indefinite. And I think this might be a reaction to the White House saying this week that it is still refusing to issue a timetable for withdrawal. So I think this is a very strong message to the US.
Another key issue, of course, Iran, certainly internationally, the tension between Iran and the UK over the 15 naval personnel. Now, what stance do you think the Arab leaders at the summit will take on that, and any pressure that they might influence on Iran itself?
I'm not sure they will really issue a stance on this. This is probably something they would rather not touch, and they might well see it as a purely British-Iranian issue, and they probably wouldn't want to complicate matters by delving into that. So I don't think this will be an issue, or at least a main issue in the summit. All
right. Libya, not there. Do you think that will have any impact?
I don't think so. I mean, the fact that every other member of the Arab League is there, is significant, and there is unanimity on the major issues. It's a shame that Libya is not there, but I don't think this will cripple the summit at all.
Now, there has been quite a lot of optimism about this summit as opposed to perhaps previous ones, which were seen as quite ineffectual. Do you think that optimism is justified? Do you think we'll see concrete changes come out of this summit?
Well, the optimism is mainly to do with the Arab Initiative, which is being relaunched. And, if you remember, there was the same optimism when it was initially launched in 2002. It's optimistic in the sense that the Arabs are sticking to their unified stand, and they're offering a deal which is the most equitable around. I mean, they are offering Israel full peace and full recognition, simply for Israel to abide by its obligations under international law. It's also optimistic that much of the international community is supporting this initiative. But again, the problem is that the US and Israel have not endorsed this initiative, and without their endorsement, it's unlikely that the initiative will succeed. So I think optimism needs to be tempered.
As usual. Sharif Hikmat Nashashibi, thank you very much for joining us.